So here we are riding on this planet 40 times faster than the average speeding bullet. Did anybody notice how fast we're moving? This is Baruch Fleischman, your host for the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. Today we're going to be learning in Parshas V'yishlach. We're on Daf Kuf Samach Vav Amud Aleph. The sun is shining through us, through the constellation of Sagittarius. And the moon, where is the moon today? Today is the 9th. Moon is in Taurus, representing the neck. So again, we are over here on, we're heading towards the middle phase of the moon. And we're on bottom page Tov Kof Bet, which is page 502 in the Matok M'dvash. Again, it's V'yishlach Daf Kuf Samach Vav Amud Aleph. At the bottom of the page, the pasuk says, V'yishlach Yaakov Malachim. That's a quote, of course, from our Parsha. And it says, Amar Rabbi Abba said as follows, V'ki amai is ar ihu l'gabe de'esav. V'ki lamed is ora Yaakov. So why did Yaakov awaken l'shluach malachim al Esav? What's the point? B'tav hava leila ishtuke minei. So it would have been better for him to just keep quiet. Because when he sent the malachim, his so that he would remind him of what provoked him in the first place. In other words, he would create danger for himself. El Omer Yaakov said, Yidana de Esav chayish le likara de Abba. I know that Esav, it's very important to him, the honor of our fathers. And they're not going to do anything that's going to provoke him. The fun of, so therefore he's not going to be bold and do something in front of him that's going to cause problems for his father. And I know this is my father's alive. I don't have to worry about that now. I have really nothing to be afraid of. But because of this reason. Now my father is still alive. And he wrote to his Ratzosimo, I want to make peace with him. So then after our father's death, Lo Yazikeni, so he's not going to come and cause me any harm. And that's the reason why he immediately came to that conclusion that he sent out the Malachim, El Esav Achiv, to Esav, his brothers. Yaakov had faith and trust in the Kodesh Baruch Hu, so that he wouldn't give the power to Esav in order to do him harm. So he tried to find some path in the nature, in the natural way, in order to save himself from danger. Said he didn't want to rely on a miracle. So he says now, the Zohar says, Pirush Matok, this is the Matok M'dvash writing. This pasuk comes from Mishlei, and it says, Tov nakle ba'aved lo. Yoser tov l'mi shenoeg kalos ba'atzmo. A person doesn't really take himself too seriously. V'hu aved la'atzmo la'asos malachto. So he lowers himself if he has to, and he makes himself to do his work, his parnes bo, to make a living. Umiskaved v'chaser lahem v'aser lechem. The person who thinks of himself as being important, the person that seems he's an honored person, it's too, he shouldn't have to lower himself, and he's embarrassed to do any work, and because of that, the person won't have any food. So now we go, the pasuk goes back again to the Farish, again, another Pirush on this pasuk. Rabbi Shimon began, and he said as follows. Hikti lefarish mashakasav, he's going to explain this. Tov nikla ve'evid lo miskaved v'chasa lechem. Hai kra al yeter hara itmar. So this pasuk, which says that a person should lower himself in order to make a living, if he has to, or that a person who holds himself too highly will wind up starving. Pasuk zeh ne'emar al yeter hara. This pasuk is really talking about a person's nature, yeter hara. So since he's always arguing with people, that's what the Yetzer Hara does, criticizing people. Because he's always arguing with people, and as a result of that, he keeps telling them they're doing it wrong, whatever they're doing. So what does the Yetzer Hara do? The Yetzer Hara magvia libo. So he elevates his heart, ritzona, and his will, shaha'ada begava, with the person that's next to him. V'azal basre, and he follows after him. So then he goes after this thought that he's really important person, and he says the person starts curling his hair. So the person who's going after this thought planted by the Yetzer Hara that he's really very important and he needs to be as beautiful as possible. So he's misalsel b'sara, he starts curling his hair, he makes his face look good, his head look good. Until the person becomes a balgaiva. Yetzer Hara is goyal love. So it actually takes great pride, enters into this person, and Moshe goes to the Gehenna, and he leads him straight to Gehenna. About Tov Nikla, but it's better to be humble. Pirush Nikla means light about yourself, not to think about yourself as so substantial. Pirush Ahul the lo azal labasa the Yetzer Hara, that person that doesn't follow after the Yetzer Hara. Is goy klal, and he doesn't make himself into a proud person. And he lowers his own spirit. He humbles his spirit, the libe in his heart, the rusa, and what he wants. Lagabe kutra barichu in relationship to Kodesh Boruch, barucho v'libo v'ritzono Kodesh Boruch. He actually places it before Kodesh Boruch. But then Ahu Yetzer Hara, and then what happens is that Yetzer Hara, this Chavek Le'eved Lo, it turns around and it's going to start serving this person, the Lo Yachal L'Shal Talolui, and it's not able to take control of the person. Az Yetzer Hara Mischafek Lo Le'eved, Ve'ele Yachal L'Shlot Lo. So then it becomes like a servant to the Yetzer Hara, becomes like a servant to this person, and he's not able to have control over him. And that person is now in control of the Yetzer Hara. Because now it says you're going to rule over him. Pirush Rashi explains, in Tirtzatis Gavra love, if you want to, you can overcome your Yetzer Hara. It's Kaved Pirusho, so the person that has to be get a lot of kavod. Kama the Abra, like we say, the Ihu Okir Garme, he uproots himself. Okir Garme, no, I said that wrong. Okir doesn't mean that. Okir means he makes himself proud. The Salsa Basare, he curls his hair, is Goy Beruche, and he has a haughty spirit. The Moshe Amar, the Shuhu Mekavid is Atzbo, he honors himself, Salsa Basaro, makes his hair look so beautiful. Mizgayim Berucho, and he becomes arrogant. But according to this person, maybe he doesn't make a living. Pirushim chaser mechumanusa, chaser muna, he doesn't have any faith. But sort of he is missing the fact that the Shechina can attach itself to him and dwell with him on Nikras Lechem, and the Shechina is called bread. So in other words, the actual aspect of life that we need, that really we're missing, is to sustain ourselves is lechem. He says lechem means the Shechina. Davar acher, here's something else. Here's another pirush on that pasuk, Mashakasav Tov Nikla, that pasuk where it says it's better to humble yourself. Look at yourself in a light way, like as a less physical way. Yaakov Demoik Ruche, this is Yaakov, who humbled his spirit Legabe the Esav in regards to Esav. He humbled his spirit Lifnei Esav, the father, and he made himself like something very light, very insignificant before Esav. Again, the Lebasach of the Yeheve Eved Lov Yishlot Aloi, because in the end, Kadesha Acharkach, in the end of time, Yihya Esav Lola Eved. Esav is ultimately blessed to be a servant of Yaakov. That is his blessing. V'yishlot Alov, and Yaakov will be in control of him. V'yiskayim Bey, and he will fulfill this basa. V'yiskayim B'Yaakov B'Chabracho Shebarcho Aviv, and in Yaakov then he will fulfill all of the brachos in the end that his father blessed him with. Yavduchu Amen V'yishtachavu L'chol Omim. This is what it says, that nations will serve you and they will bow down to you. For the nations also will be, as a nation, they will be bowing down to you. This only is going to happen in the future. But this still is not come to this time. It's not the time for this yet. But the time when Yaakov is going to take control of Esav, this time is still rolling around. Ela begin to salak le Yaakov the basa Yomaya. Ela the fisher Yaakov salak v'hiniachas abrachos, because Yaakov, what he did was he removed and he left the brachos la'achris hayam, and they should come at the end of time. V'adol hava miyad nikla, and once he had that thought, he immediately lightened himself. So he humbled himself before Esav, because he knows and that Yaakov, the Esav, who was really holding himself as a person who really needs to be honored, Yihya Eved the Yaakov, but he will turn around, and that great pride that he has, to make himself so great, he'll wind up being the slave. Before Shahu the Ihu Chaser Lechem, Esav Shuhu Chaser Lechem, Esav who is missing the Shechina, which he said ki lo nizbarach b'rov dagam v'sirsh, because he says it not like I said. Excuse me. He says Esav who is missing bread, because that is the basic sustenance, because Yaakov was given the bracha of and therefore Esav will not be blessed berov dagon with a tremendous amount of food, v'tirosh and wine and everything that he needs. So therefore, he who has all of the sustenance, what you really need, which is, he said previously, is the Shechina. You hear ever the Yaakov, that person, when it becomes obvious that the Shechina is needed, if you need to go to that, you have to come to Yaakov. Because he has the blessing that we will have the greatest amount of food and the greatest amount of wine. This all is a reference to spiritual things. That he says further, Tochazi, al da begin the yad Yaakov the itzrech le hashda. Now that Yaakov knows that he needs this, v'ra urei al kain the fisher yad Yaakov shasha mishacheches le'esav, that he knows that Yaakov is going to meet Esav. He knows that this is the rising point of Esav. This is a very high level for Esav. Everything is going for Esav. V'yitztarek ata begalus alav, and he's going to have to show himself there to Esav. L'chein ischavek le nikla. Ischavek lefalad le nikla. So then he made it himself like he was nobody important at all. V'yoser chachma v'akiva v'avad b'da. V'yoser chachma v'arma asa b'zeh. So he also did something that was I don't want to say tricky, but he had an ulterior idea in mind that he made in this Nagid Esav b'mashi hikdimo, that he came before Esav, v'hiniach lo sheyikach as a mamshala, and he said, "Look, you take over. You're going to be in charge." So the words are v'hiniach lo, and he led him into a position that he should take the rulership b'rishon at the beginning, ba'olam hazeh mikoch brachos avos, according to the father that his father wanted that he should take over this world, so he would take over the world. Because ma the oven the gabe the Esav Yosef because ma she'asa ad ata neged Esav more than what he's doing now for Esav. Belakichas hakavod v'brachos when he took, the belakichas habechora v'brachos, so more than what he did, the armor or the wisdom that he showed in how to handle Esav by taking when he originally took the brachos and then he took the took the bechora and he took the brachos. Dihu chaviyada Esav chachmado ki ilo choya yoda Esav. So if Esav would have understood what's going on here. That is what ha'hevdel sheyesh ben mamshalas olam hazeh, the tremendous difference it is to have control in this physical world, which doesn't last very long for us. The ben mamshalas olam haba, where they have control of the next world, which is eternal. Yakdel leila garme, he would kill himself. Alo yezeh l'do, he would never allow himself to be deprived of the next world. Hoya gesat b'kadei shelo yavo lezed. Yaakov Yashbil Atpel Lefanav, so he would never allow Yaakov to humble himself before him in order to have the Mamshala in the next world, Ki Iker HaMamshala Tehiyah Ba'achvas Yama, because the real rulership, the real control that you want is after the end of days. And more than that, as we see that when Yaakov humbled himself before Esav, the power that came as a result of this humbling, this humility. Yaakov was able to take the good that was inside of Esav, to refine it out, and he took whatever good was in Esav and he gave it to him, and he took it for himself. That little bit of evil that was inside of Yaakov, Nivra lo Yaakov, so Yaakov refined it out. Let me see if I got the right, but Yaakov. So it's right. I mixed it. So it was fine. He find that out of himself. He refined it out of himself, and he gave it over to Esav. He says, Esav, you have all of this. This is all you have. So this is the wisdom she'asa Yaakov kedeket Esav. Shilo yada Esav masha asa the Yaakov. So if he would have known that right here at this point, Yaakov is giving him this world, and he's taking for himself the future world. Shenishar kula raw, so that Yosef then remained completely bad. If he would have known about that, and he would know that he would be stuck in this world with nothing afterwards. He would have killed himself in order to avoid that. But Yaakov did the whole thing in Chachma. Yaakov asa hakol b'Chachma. Yaakov amra Chana. So this is what Chana said. Quote over there. So he said like this: Hashem yechatu merivav Pirush. Ki HaKadosh Baruch yishbar as merivav. Hashem will break those who enemies. I guess those are fighting. Shal Yaakov shu Esav. So he will break, and Hashem will break the enemies of Yaakov, which is Esav. Masa Yehiezah, when will that happen? V'yitein oz l'malko v'yarem kerem meshicho. So he says that he will bring power to his kingdom. V'yarem kerem, he will bring up the horn and elevate the horn of the Mashiach. And he explains a Pirush, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yitain Oz Gevurah LaMelech HaMashiach. He's going to give power and strength to the Melech HaMashiach. Shiyatza Yaakov, who's going to come out of Yaakov. Shuhu Yehia HaMoshel, that this Mashiach, he will be the person who will be in charge because the Olam and all of this physical world. Parachris HaYamin B'mheich Yomenu. Amen. At the end of days, should come speedily and in our days. Amen. That's the Zohar for today.